Hello everybody, how are you all doing? Welcome back to Man City Unplugged, your very own Man City fan channel. Erling Haaland has been out. I thought by Pep's press conference reaction yesterday, maybe he he could maybe take part in the game, at least on the bench. But obviously Pep didn't want to risk him. I mean, if Pep thinks Haaland's injury is too great of a risk for the next 1 2 weeks as well. I think he'll make Haaland sit out all of the games until the World Cup starts. I think Pep can go to that level because Pep knows the real use of Haaland will be in the second half of the season. It will be in the half of the season when the pressure is mounting on you. It will be when those knockout stages against, for example, a Real Madrid like situation happens. You need a goal in the last 2 3 minutes. That is where Pep knows the real beast of Haaland is much more needed in the back end of the season, in the second half than now. And I dare say that Pep is also, okay with the fact that maybe because of Haaland we don't get a couple of results, we drop a couple of points. I think Pep would take dropping a couple of points at any moment over, risking Haaland and playing him in this next 1 2 matches. So I just think that I mean Pep not picking Haaland is justified. I mean he's injured, but it's good that Pep has decided to give Haaland a rest, and it's good for Haaland as well that he can sit out for a while. I guess that he'll be out. He'll be in for that Sevilla game we have in the midweek, so he'll be back. And it's a good opportunity for Julian Alvarez as well. If you see, he gets the first start in that striking position this season, I think, without Haaland in the team. So, I mean, I'm a bit surprised that the choice of the wingers is gone for. Leicester, of course, are playing a 3-4-3 system, and their main mode of attack is James Maddison and Jamie Vardy. Dewsbury Hall has been doing well for them through the middle, but it's Jamie Vardy and James Madison. Last season, if you remember, I think City were what 5-0 up, 4-0 up or something, and then Leicester almost came back to within 4-3. And then Laporte scored a goal. I think Pep looked at that match. And also, Pep has looked at the Newcastle match where I keep on going back to that Newcastle match because that Newcastle match has changed a bit of Pep's thinking in terms of our defensive shape. He could not withstand the fact that we got hit on the counter for two of Newcastle's three goals, and that too after our attacking action, just like Brighton scored when Riyad Mahrez missed the goal. So, actually, think that Pep. If you notice, since that Newcastle match, Pep has always been telling about tempo. We need people to control the tempo of the game. Controlling the tempo of the game is very essential. We've seen Pep reiterating it in one form or the other, actually. So actually think that Pep thinks Bernardo and Jack Grealish can control the tempo of the game perfectly. He thinks by playing Bernardo and Grealish on either side of Julian Alvarez, he can sniff out Leicester's counterattacks 100%. I know football has so many variables that it's impossible to sniff out 100% of, control 100% of all the factors, but Pep thinks that this front three will make sure that most of those counter-attacking probabilities are sniffed out. But one of my points about this front three is this front three dynamic? Does this front three have a variety to it? I know Julian Alvarez has pace, but what about Grealish and Bernardo Silva? Neither of them have pace. And if you just see our front five, just take Rodri out and see our front five, you see that all of them are almost similar. Okay, KDB can drive a bit, but none of them have the dynamic pace of a Phil Foden, for example, just to drag the defenders out of position. So I actually think that it's a bit bizarre in that aspect that he's wanted to go with two wingers who we have seen in the past. Mahrez, Grealish didn't work. Grealish, Bernardo are the same pair that played against Newcastle. And of course, Bernardo scored the first goal, but then after that we tended to struggle a bit. But that is the interesting aspect for me. I know that Pep will come up with the argument that Leicester are playing in a 3-4-3. Arguably, Leicester will part the bus, that back three will become a back five. So when they do that, you actually need people who uh, You need people who can play in tight spaces, but Foden can play in tight spaces as well. I think I can't understand why he's dropping Foden to the bench. I will not hear the excuse that it's opposition tactics and stuff, because Foden can play in tight spaces. He can play in absolute tight spaces, and as well as Foden has the dynamism. Foden has that acceleration. So it's interesting why he hasn't started Foden there. I mean, again, I know the dilemma Pep has. He wants to play Bernardo, Gundogan, and De Bruyne all three in the same team. Maybe he could have played Gundogan in place of Rodri and given him a rest, but that would just have been too much of a risk. Back four, I'm happy with the back four. The back four is as expected. Laporte partnering with Stones and Akanji at right back. We've just seen how much we have struggled against Dortmund without Akanji. The moment Akanji came in the second half, we were just cool, and it was just almost really had your defensive leader back. Akanji has made such an impact on our defense. I'm just wondering, without Akanji, we would have just been torn apart by our defensive injuries. Without Akanji, there would not have been anyone who could hold the defense together. Like last season, I know Fernandinho made some mistakes, but Fernandinho playing in that defense gave the defense that leadership, and he held that defense together. So I actually think it's a shrewd signing, bringing Manuel Akanji in. By the way, Vincent Kompany's Burnley is top of the championship. That is another interesting news. Everything seems to just go in the favor of City. Julian Alvarez will be the player I will have an eye on actually. Because he's been given the start, and if he bangs in goals, then Pep will need to adjust him. Maybe he takes on the spot of Bernardo Silva, and then Pep will have to choose between Gundogan and Bernardo Silva. So then that will actually be interesting. The match is almost about to start. No, Leicester are not playing in a. Of course, they're playing in a 5-4-1. It's the same as a 3-4-3 almost. With Madison and Barnes. Harvey Barnes will be a player who I'll be watchful of, careful of, because Harvey Barnes has that knack of shooting. He has that snapshot. He just shoots instantly. So Barnes on the left wing, so it will be Akanji against Barnes, which should be interesting. Leicester haven't been in the top of the form, but in the last five matches, they've actually been very good. I think they've won majority of them. So Leicester have come back into form, and it's at the King Power Stadium. Never easy to play Leicester at the King Power Stadium, and also with Jamie Vardy. In there, Jamie Vardy has always tended to do very well against City. He's always tended to score goals against City. So it'll be interesting how we cope up with it. They're almost getting ready for kickoff there. And also this, just a word on Arsenal. I think Arsenal lost against PSV and they drew against Southampton. So Arsenal are maybe experiencing a bit of a dip in form, but as the schedule gets tighter and tighter, the real leaders in the Premier League table will emerge. So it's very important that we take advantage of this fixture congestion. I know we ourselves have a couple of players, missing out, couple of players with injuries, but what I expect is if we can take the maximum points in all of the matches in these 3 weeks preceding the World Cup, then I think Arsenal will actually struggle to cope with our intensity. We'll always be piling pressure on them to win, 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 and that will be too much for the inexperienced Arsenal team. So by by the end of these 3 weeks and when the World Cup starts, I think you'll clearly have some gap at the top of the Premier League table. I'm not saying that City will be at the top of the Premier League table with a huge gap or something, but whoever is it, it could be Spurs, for example, where all the others drop points. Anyone, it could be. anyone, but they will have a clear lead of at least 3 4 points from all of their opponents. So these 3 weeks are very crucial. But the real nightmare will start once the players return back from the World Cup. Arsenal have been hit with a gruesome fixture list after the World Cup. They they play all night matches, and Arteta was complaining, and it's almost like they play 24 hours before any of the opponent team since their last match or something like that. Arteta was very angry on the Christmas schedule that was given to Arsenal. That is life in the Premier League. If you want to be champions, you don't complain. If you want to be champions, you endure what you have to face. You go toe to toe with it. You don't come up with excuses like a referee didn't do this and all, like Arsenal fans were throwing after that match. That's just nonsense. That is not champion mentality. Champions win despite all of the refereeing decisions and everything. We're almost ready for kickoff here. Our shape will be interesting. Is it a back three that Pep wants to try again and send Ken shallow forward? We'll have an eye on it. We'll have an eye on it for sure. It's a switch across straight up and Manuel Akanji gets the ball. I think it's a clear back four with Gundogan and Kevin De Bruyne sitting in between half spaces. So Pep is not trying in anything fancy, at least till now. Against Dortmund, it was horrible to watch the way he was sending Cancelo forward, and I don't know what kind of a formation that was actually. It was just too much. Rodri circulating the ball. Cancelo has stepped into the midfield with Grealish keeping the width. Maybe he's trying to play inverted fullbacks here. Yes, Cancelo is predominantly coming in field and is occupying that space in the middle. It's an inverted fullback formation, at least on this side. But whereas Akanji is, that's a great switch to Grealish, but it didn't reach the target. Interesting. Akanji is sort of staying in the traditional fullback position, and Cancelo stepping into the midfield. Grealish is just, I think he's been given strict instructions. Both Grealish and Bernardo, they're damn straight on the, I mean, damn tight on the touchline. They're almost hugging the touchline, not an inch here or there. They're just stretching the width of the pitch. Jack Grealish is there. Joe Cancelo. What a ball that is. It's just that the ball was, I think it was a little bit behind De Bruyne. Bernardo Silva keeping the ball in. It's just ping pong that is happening in the box right now. Akanji does well there to get the ball out of that ping pong commotion. Rodri, Cancelo, Kevin De Bruyne. Great switch from Kevin De Bruyne to Bernardo Silva. That's the advantage of holding the width. Bernardo Silva can now cut inside. Just he was offside. Grealish was offside. There he couldn't attack Rodri's ball. But that is the intent. That is the intent of how we will play this game. Both the wingers touch tight, and then the winger on the ball side cuts inside, and the opposite winger stays touch tight, and so you can utilize both the options there. You can either go to the wide winger or you can utilize the far winger in the box. It's not a new strategy, but I'm sure it will be a very effective strategy. Pep Guardiola, if you watch him in the last couple of matches on the touchline, is always having those tactical discussions with Rodolfo Borrell very intensely. There is something that Pep is not liking about these formations. I do think that is why he's just experimenting with them. Otherwise, you see that by this time of the season, at least everything is set. You know the defined formation that Pep wants for the season, the little bit of tweaks that he makes every season. So actually, think there is something Pep is not satisfied with. I think the thing Pep is not satisfied is we are unable to control the counter attacks. Look at this ball in behind, and Harvey Barnes goes inside. Harvey Barnes goes inside, and that should be a goal kick. Well defended by John Stones. See, look at how with one ball over the top, it's. I know we have not exactly been caught out, but it's almost a bit easy for the opponents to play through your defense with the ball over the top. That is what Pep is concerned about this season. I think that's why he's utilizing those tactical tweaks a lot more. Ederson there for the first time today. He's had that touch. Oh, Akanji is actually playing as centre back, and it's now John Stones is playing as the right back. That was not how it was at the start of the game. This is interesting. Is Pep really bringing a three-dimensional football thing or what? It's very interesting. Akanji has now gone to the middle centre back. Stones is the one, and both the full backs are actually tucking inside. No, Cancel is on the outside now. A good ball attempted to pick Cancelo, but it's dropped by a Leicester player. Stones now cutting inside. It's surely the inverted fullback system which we are playing in. The positions of Cancel and Grealish, yeah, actually, I think when Stones comes in, the our opposite winger also comes in, and Cancelo goes out wide. I think, but that is not happening on the far side. Actually, it's only happening on the near side. So, a bit of a confusing tactics from Pep Guardiola. Akanji, Rodri, Aymeric Laporte. He will be of great help in breaking down this Leicester team today. Stones does well to retain the ball. Aymeric Laporte with the ball. We have not yet got into our rhythm of passing. Akanji surveying his options. I think this is where maybe having a fast winger is actually helpful because the opponent fullback will always be 2 3 steps back, and it's always an advantage. Otherwise, it just plays into the opponent's hands. I don't say that you can't break the structure down by that was a bad ball by little passes, but that is just so difficult. City have entirely dominated the ball in this first 6 minutes, but there's not been much of an opening. Julian Alvarez would love to have got at least one shot off by now, just to build up his confidence. Joel Ward kicks it out of play. City are just trying to build on it. You can understand what the system is, what they're trying to do, but it's just that Leicester are actually responding well to the tactical challenge that Pep has thrown at them. Bernardo Silva is now coming in field, and it's John Stones. So Pep will need to tweak something tactically here now because Leicester just seem to be a bit more comfortable in defending this. Cancelo, Cancelo does well. I mean, of course, we can still score, but then it would require an outstanding piece of skill than the system creating the goal. Pep always likes the system to create the goal. Bernardo Silva. I mean, even Leicester players had given up on it. Everyone thought it was City's ball, and then the referee. What an idiot. Leicester kicked the ball out, and even they know that it was City's throw. And now City have a chance to put the ball in, but I just feel that by playing both Bernardo and Grealish, we have put ourselves into a box. We have tied ourselves and put ourselves into a box. There is no out ball there. You see, it's almost like it has to be an extraordinary phase of play to break Leicester down. Leicester have come with a clear game plan here. Sit back and hit us on the break. We need to get Kevin De Bruyne more into the game. we have just switched. What we have done is we have just switched the ball. Oh, that was such a clever header from Ikai Gundogan. I just thought for a moment it would have just gone over the keeper, but that wasn't the case. What a ball from Ken Shallow there. Ikai Gundogan. Bernardo Silva does well. Kevin De Bruyne. What a ball that is. I just thought that Julian Alvarez would get to that. If it was Haaland, Haaland would have got to that. I mean, Alvarez is fast, but no one is as fast as Haaland. Leicester play out well, and Leicester have almost played through our press, but they have not. And now Leicester has stretched a bit. Cancelo does well. He's just skipping past everybody as if no one's there, and his stick gone to Bernardo Silva. They're doubling in on Bernardo Silva, and it's a corner for City. Someone needed to go there to support Bernardo Silva, but it's a corner. Kevin De Bruyne. What a ball by Bernardo Silva. That was so close. For a moment, I thought City player had got there first, but it was the keeper. It was Leicester's keeper. It's City's throw. City are just beginning to go through the gears right now. The engine is just starting to purr. City are just engaging the gears. So the last 2 minutes, 3 minutes have been very, very good. We've just increased the tempo with which we're moving the ball. We're just moving it faster. Cancelo is just being superb in those small spaces. Switch it, John, switch it. Aymeric Laporte. I think he will need to play those special defense splitting balls from deep. That's another corner for City. It's just that City, Leicester's fullback and winger are just doubling up on our wingers, so which means there is space for the fullback. I think we just need to overlap or underlap a bit more. The game's already turned very exciting. Jack Grealish. Ah! For a moment I thought it's gone in, but it's just gone over the bar. Ha! It's just gone over the bar. Good header from Rodri. These are the moments from the corner. I know we've suffered against Liverpool like this, but I just thought that maybe Rodri should have scored from that header. It was such a good chance. Header was just looping, and the goalkeeper just gets his fingertips at the last moment. James Madison, Rodri, Laporte, Ken Shallow. What a ball that is from Ken Shallow. Almost the follow up. It's with Kevin De Bruyne, and he just couldn't get a good foot to it. That's what I can say. Otherwise, that was almost one of KDB's trademark finishes. But KDB is on to the second ball. He's looking very, very sharp today. It's all City, it's all one way traffic, but nothing matters because the only stat that matters is the number of goals, and we don't have any to show right now. It's a goal kick, second ball, second ball, second ball. That's very well done by Kanji. Win the second ball, Jack Grealish controls it. Switch, 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 switch. Rodri does well. He's almost unpressable 99% of the times. Good ball to Bernardo Silva. Bernardo back to John Stones. I think Pepper's picked players, if you see John Stones, Bernardo Silva, Grealish, players who are very safe with the ball. Julian Alvarez. For a moment I thought Julian Alvarez could get there. The balls are just being, they're just not being accurate for Julian Alvarez. Rodri. What a ball that is from KDB. Ah, maybe you needed a Haaland. Anyway, that was a very, anyway, he was offside, but anyway, it was a tight angle. The only way is maybe you could have lifted it, but that was offside. Alvarez maybe went a bit early. Yes, he's offside. He went a bit early. But his movement is good. His movement is very good. And it was anyway a very difficult finish. He tried to lift it, by the way. That's very well intercepted from Rodri. Bernardo Silva. John Stones, Aymeric Laporte. Ken Shallow. Jack Grealish. Ken Shallow. That is an astute ball. A very clever return ball. Jack, just give it to Ken Shallow. Just don't be complacent with it. What a ball that is! And that was just so difficult. That was a good follow-up shot from Bernardo Silva, I think, and good ball control from John Stones to keep the ball in play. City are just piling the pressure up. They're piling the pressure up like there's no tomorrow. The game is just fluid. I have not seen a single foul in the first 16 minutes. Zero fouls. But we all know that Jamie Vardy needs just a single moment to race through and score. So we just need to be really careful. But at least up to this point, City have controlled the game well. Joao Cancelo, Manuel Akanji. Akanji can drive with the ball. He can come into opposition defense. We know that. He just glided through United's defense, for example, as if they didn't exist. He just went through the United midfield and Jack Grealish. Very good touch from Jack Grealish. Joao Cancelo. Cancelo does well, but maybe that cutback was not the right option. But we still have the ball. It's Kevin De Bruyne. Ah, Rodri didn't get a good head to it. That was such a good ball from Kevin De Bruyne. Oh, they were showing the replay of the previous Bernardo Silva shot. It's almost so close to going inside. Keeper did well to save it. Look at Bernardo Silva pressing. This referee is giving all the throw-ins to Leicester. I don't know why. Just check the shirt underneath the referee, and maybe you'll know why. That is very well done by Jack Grealish to retrieve the ball. And Ichikai Gundogan, the midfield and the defense have been superb in terms of retaining the ball, the composure in tight situations. Everything has really been good. Kevin De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, Leicester nicked the ball away. Leicester swinging a few passes together, and it's very well done by Kevin De Bruyne, and that's not a foul. Ref, that's not a foul on James Madison. It's never a foul. Kevin De Bruyne has got the ball over there. That was never a foul. Anyway, Leicester gets a reprieve now, but this referee is just, I don't know, he's a new referee, it seems. But anyway, we reset and Leicester have the ball. Think even as fans also should be patient in this game. Leicester are sitting so deep. I think these are the games maybe in which I think you need Foden at least. I'm not telling you're missing Haaland or something, but you need Foden at least because he can just bring that urgency and dynamism. Leicester are switching the ball and it was not such a good switch and City get the ball back. Ederson, Laporte, Rodri, Jack Grealish, back to Laporte. Laporte needs to make one of his special passes, which can break opponents' defenses. John Stones, Bernardo Silva, his hats off to his discipline. He's just been touched tight on the line. Not an inch has he erred from the instruction that Pep Guardiola has given him. Laporte finds some space, but the space is quickly shut out by Leicester. Good switch of play from John Stones. Wonderful switch of play from John Stones. And Grealish is inside. It's Cancelo with the ball. Cancelo goes on the outside. Good cross from Cancelo, but unfortunately no one is there to attack it. It's Kevin De Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne going out wide there. Bernardo Silva. Good return ball. Kevin De Bruyne gets it. Penalty. No, it's not a penalty. For a while I was just excited, but it's not a penalty. When De Bruyne is not appealing. But that's a wonderful give and go, right? Bernardo Silva, De Bruyne. Just that De Bruyne couldn't get the ball. I mean, get his touch right. Gundogan. Julian Alvarez. That's a good tackle from the Leicester player to just take the ball away from Julian Alvarez a little bit, and Leicester looking to play out. I mean, see, in this game, I remember it was Brendan Rodgers, but in the 2018-19 season, right, when we won the title by 1 point, Vincent Kompany scored that banger against Leicester. It was almost the same situation. That day I was thinking, title's gone, and Kompany comes up with an almighty banger. And then Iheanacho comes up with an almighty miss. Jack Grealish, Rodri, Kanji, John Stones, Cancelo, Jack Grealish, Aymeric Laporte. He just came forward, but there was no options. You see where our defensive line is. It's way past the center circle. We are so high. Grealish, Cancelo, and referee gives a foul, but it's good. It's a good foul to just make sure that there's no counter attack there. Julian Alvarez does well. Bernardo. Leicester are just not able to pass through our structure, but I won't say we're struggling to break them down, but it's just that we're not getting the final pass right. It's almost the same problem you had against Dortmund, right? The final pass, the killer pass is just missing. Especially when you have to break condensed structure, that final pass is just so important. It's just so necessary. And Leicester break now. Leicester break, and it's Jamie Vardy on the run. It's Jamie Vardy. It's Jamie Vardy on the run. This was the fear. This was always the fear. And it's a corner for Leicester. Look at how dangerous Leicester were on a single break. Well done by John Stones. But this is the reason why we have to be very careful. I just hope we defend the set piece well. Because if Leicester get a goal here, it will just be an almighty robbery. They just don't deserve a goal. Because this is the only counter attack that they've had in this match, and that's well defended. That's very well defended, and it's a Leicester throw. And that's very well held by Ederson, and he can now set City off, and Leicester can be countered here. Rogers will say this is unfair, you can't counter us. But look at how open the Leicester defense is. Oh, but they've just come back, but still. Jack Grealish, Kevin De Bruyne's shot has been blocked. That must have been a specific instruction to block all of the shots from Kevin De Bruyne because that was such a nice shot from him. Akanji, Laporte, Bernardo Silva, Rodri. That's wonderful. Kevin De Bruyne with the chance to cross, and ah, if you give Kevin De Bruyne so much time and space, generally the cross is very good, but he just didn't get the angle to cross it, I think. And without Erling Haaland, there's actually no height in the box as well. I think this is one aspect where you can see the advantage of Haaland in that he occupies defenders. I know he wasn't that good against Dortmund, but then again, Pep said that he was playing with fever and stuff. Manuel Akanji, Rodri, Ken Shallow, it's a loose touch, but he still has possession. I think he'll recycle it back. Rodri, we must just not lose our focus and be impatient. Just try and do the same. Just get a bit more of a balls into the box. I know the danger with it. You have to just wait patiently for the right moment. Otherwise, you have the chance to be hit on the break. I know we have to be very patient. Manuela Kenji. That's a mistake. That's a mistake by Bernardo. I mean, he slipped actually, so it's potentially not a mistake. Mistake Kevin De Bruyne actually, and Kevin De Bruyne. That was almost one of trademark KDB shots. He just didn't get the sort of finesse into the corner, but that was struck very truly by KDB. How many times has he not done that? And it was also through the middle, little bit into the corner, and that was 1-0 City. Ederson taking the ball. Bernardo Silva. That's almost a good ball. It's just that it's away from Julian Alvarez, like it's been all evening. And Leicester have a chance to break here. Leicester have a chance to break here. Jamie Vardy there. His touch is not good, but Leicester still retain the ball, and Ederson gets it back. It's now being such a it's suddenly starting to open up. Leicester are just getting more active on the counter here. I think someone is just man marking Kevin De Bruyne. Julian Alvarez. I think that ball over the top is just becoming too much predictable now. Rubrana was asking for the foul, but I think the referee had played a fair advantage over there. Leicester are now starting to pass around a bit. That's understandable. You can't just dominate the entire half. Even you need to rest. So I think we need to now sit back and soak up the pressure a bit. Just press the bloody goalkeeper. Playing within themselves. There's no out ball for it for them. But they're wasting precious amount of time. That is the thing. That is very well done. The pressing triangle was very good, but Rodri, what the hell have you done? That was such a well worked press, and Rodri just spoiled it, and now Leicester can hit us on the break as well. This That is very well done by Ederson. And I mean, calculated by Ederson, excellent defending from John Stones. The game is just getting stretched now. If you see, it's exactly not end to end, but it's somewhat like that. The Leicester stressing the game a bit more. It's typical counter-attacking football from Leicester. Manuela Kenji, Manuela Kanji again. The position is 66%, but it doesn't mean nothing if you don't have any goals to show on the scorecard. Jack Grealish, the switch wasn't exactly good, but Kevin De Bruyne, they're just surrounding us strikers. There's no way that, I mean, the crosses to be so pinpoint. I think that could be one of the advantages if Haaland was there. He's just taller than everyone, so would just be the thing, but he's not there now. So we need to work another way around. And it's not like we haven't played with a striker. We have won at least 2, 3 titles without a recognized striker under Pep. So it will take time. I think this is where sometimes you could appreciate if Mahrez is there. He has that striker's instinct. Bernardo Silva, he's as safe as houses. Aymeric Laporte, will he try from deep? Be will he try to do a repeat of Vincent Kompany? John Stones switches it back to Jack Grealish. Wonderful touch from Jack Grealish. Aymeric Laporte again. City are just squeezing Leicester. And Leicester block it again. And it's Rodri. That was a good hit by Akanji actually. But it just blocked. It just had so many bodies on the way. Rodri to Jack Grealish. Kevin De Bruyne. The keeper's first to it. Keeper was the favorite. That is not working. Maybe I think Pep should now play two strikers with De Bruyne as the second striker. Just change the system around what a bit because this is just not working. This is just not working at all. Manuel Akanji, Aymeric Laporte, Aymeric Laporte. That's a wonderful ball and it's Bernardo Silva and it's a penalty. That's a penalty. Why it isn't a penalty? Why is that not a penalty? I know I haven't seen the replay back, but on the first instance, I thought that was a penalty. No, he's got the ball and he's got the man as well, but he's got the ball. So maybe if maybe I think VAR won't overrule it. Yeah, it's not a penalty. It's not a penalty. It's not a penalty, of course. But that was a great nutmeg from Ken Shallow. That's another corner for City. Leicester are defending very, very well, very, very astute. Kevin De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva. John Stones, Jack Grealish. That was just a looping ball and it's an easy catch. Rajshekar is here. He says Leicester City signing off. Well, Leicester City have been very frustrating today. They've just not been able. They've just defended so well that we have not been able to break them down. Cancelo does well to retain it. Cancelo. How many people will go past Joao? That's a mistake, and Leicester have the ball back. They can now hit us on the break. John, just be tight, just be tight. Uh, it was a good angle for Barnes. He just didn't get the elevation there. Otherwise, that would have been 1-0. Harvey Barnes is so good. He can cut in both sides. He's so direct. He's a he's a player you sometimes actually want at City. We have not had that kind of a winger who's direct, who can go both ways, who makes no fuss, who's safe with the ball. Well, there is Foden, but the acceleration of Harvey Barnes is just another level. Jack Grealish, that's very well played to Cancelo. There are no options there. We've done everything right today. It's just not working out for us. Kevin De Bruyne gets the ball in half space, and these are all very skillful passes. An ordinary team cannot play like this and break an opponent down. This is just excellent passing from an extraordinary team. Just that we need to get the final ball right, and it's a corner for City. That's well read actually by James Justin, I think, who's the defender at the far post. That's a deep corner, and it never had the power to get there. Laporte is a very good header of the ball, but it just never had the power there to trouble the goalkeeper. 37 minutes gone, and it's still nil-nil. What will Pep say at halftime? I do not know, because they've carried out each and every instruction that he's had for them. I think an introduction of Foden is imminent. Maybe even Mahrez. It would have actually been nice to have someone like a Cole Palmer. He's also very good with the ball. He has that pace. Cancelo does extremely well over there. Very well done by Cancelo. Rodri, this is all pressure under extremely high football under extremely high pressure. So that was just a wasteful kick out from Rodri there. He didn't need to do that. He had the ball and the situation under control. The time has just sped by. It's just 7 more minutes. That's very well done by Leicester. They come forward again. That's well done by Bernardo Silva, and the ball was bad. The ball was bad. The ball was bad. But Jack Grealish gets to it. Jack, just run fast. Kevin De Bruyne. Ah, Kevin had to whip it, but that was a corner. That was a good steal by Bernardo Silva over there, but just came to nothing. Just came to absolute nothing. Kevin De Bruyne, and that's a sit. That's a Leicester throw. As the half goes by, Pep is wondering, how do I break this Leicester team down? Rogers seems fairly happy because Rogers knows he wants the game 1-0. He's happy with 1-0. He's set the game plan up for 1-0, and it's working out till now. It's surely working out till now. Rodri, Akanji, Laporte, Kanji, Kanji there. Can he? No, he can't ping a ball. Didn't have the chance. That was almost a good delivery by Ken Shallow. There, that was a good touch by Ken Shallow. That's a City throw. Finally, the referee, you can see that is such a clear City throw, but he's reluctantly pointing it like this. What an idiot. John Stones there. He does very well. Bernardo Silva whips it in. That ball being whipped in is just not working. Just have to change something, it seems. Whipped in ball is just not working. It's a City throw. Will be a City throw. The whipped in ball is just not working for us. We need to change something. Aymeric Laporte, Rodri, Jack Grealish. That's a corner for City. Here, referee's given a goal kick. What a surprise. What a surprise. Jack, just don't argue. The referee's an absolute idiot. I know it was surely a corner. That's what Bernardo Silva is also telling him. This is always going to be a tough game because we played in midweek as well. So that too without Haaland. Julian just pressed the keeper. Yes, we get the ball back to launch one more attack. One more attack before half time. 2 minutes to go. I don't think there'll be any added time. Maybe 1 minute. Jack Grealish. Last attack. That's gone for a City throw in there in the Leicester half. There's still 1.5 minute left almost, so that's fine. Bernardo Silva. That's a great ball, Bernardo Silva. And that's a City corner now. I think it's a final chance before the break to get something out of this half. That was wonderful give and go between John Stones and Bernardo Silva. It's just becoming so difficult to put that final ball in. Leicester are just defending that entire space so well. The keeper gets the ball, and I think that should be that for the half. Yeah, keeper's the favorite over there. City get the ball, maybe one last attempt left before the break. Bernardo Silva does extremely well. That was just a bit away from Jack Grealish, I think. One last corner, but what a great turn that is from Bernardo Silva. Jack Grealish to whip this corner, and Jack just don't whip it into the goalkeeper's bloody hands. I think that should be the break. Not an exciting half, not an enticing half. It's been a half of frustration, I must say. It's been a half where we just couldn't break Leicester down. I mean, I can't fault any of the way the players played. Everyone was very good. They just carried out the instructions that Pep Guardiola uh, told them. Jack Grealish was very good in his movements. Bernardo Silva was exceptional in his movements. Both of them protected the ball very well. We didn't give away any unnecessary counter attacks. Leicester were just able to counter us, I think, once or twice in a half. That too, they were not dangerous counters. They were not leave away counters or something like that. So it was actually very interesting. Half interesting uh, battle between a contrast of styles, I would say. It's an interesting battle between two different states of mind. It's an interesting battle between two different personalities who view the same game in a different way. Pep Guardiola views it in a way where you have to take the ball, midfielders get into half spaces, pass, and then goal, wingers high and wide. Brendan Rodgers set back, suck the pressure on the counter. So it's a fascinating battle, I would say. I know it's been frustrating as City fans that we didn't score the goal and stuff, but it's been a it's been an enticing contest till now. It's been a contest where I can't blame anyone. It's almost like when you have those long chess matches where you actually watch two grandmasters playing and the match just doesn't go anywhere. It just seems like that both of them were happy doing what they were doing, and this signifies that the match is in tactical balance. You have teams when they sit back and have to suck the pressure, they're not happy, but Leicester are happy here. So I think Leicester will be happy even with a nil-nil draw, whereas we will not be. So we have to risk everything here. We have to go for it, and we have to experience. I mean, we have to try and crack Leicester down. Bayaji says slow, lethargic, and sloppy in the final ball, but Bayaji actually there was no space in the final in the box for the final ball, and I also think the reason for the slowness is all of the balls that have been whipped inside the box have just been whipped out by Leicester. They're just defending the space of the box well. I actually think they're taking in time to put in the balls because the box is so crowded that they have to be so accurate in terms of putting in those balls. And with Haaland, it would be that he's taller than everyone, so we could have whipped balls inside. He's faster than everyone, he's physical than everyone. He would have occupied players, but right now it's almost like it's an even game with Julian Alvarez playing there. Again, nothing wrong with Julian Alvarez. It's just that we have been. I mean, Cancelo and Willis has overlapped. Cancelo has tried to cut inside. Cancelo has tried to put the ball in. De Bruyne has tried to whip the ball in several times. I just feel the way to crack this tactical system is Pep needs to play a second auxiliary forward. Could be a Bernardo Silva. I think Pep needs to play Gundogan. Pep needs to, to remember on the last day how Gundogan broke the deadlock. I think Pep needs to have a midfield runner who goes in from the midfield and who tries to break that defensive structure. I think that is how we are going to break this Leicester team down. Otherwise, direct style of football, 11 to 11, if you want to pass through them and win, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be possible. I think Gundogan or Bernardo Silva could be given those roles to just ghost into the box. Maybe Gundogan and play that auxiliary striker role. That's the only way I see we can actually break this Leicester team down. Otherwise, it's seeming absolutely difficult. We have missed Haaland, but I wouldn't say we have missed him as much as we have missed Foden today. I mean, even before the match, we are talking about this Grealish and Bernardo. It almost feels that after that Newcastle game, Pep Guardiola was sort of stuck, was sort of bothered about that counter attack too much, and to compensate it, he's playing Grealish Mahrez, Grealish Bernardo, Bernardo Mahrez. He's playing all of those combinations, which I would call are safe combinations. I don't think you can actually break a team that is parking the bus down by playing two wingers who exactly do the same thing. Basically, I would say two wingers who are midfield players. You see the first reaction of Grealish and Bernardo Silva when after getting the ball, their reaction is to protect the ball. Whereas if you have an aggressive winger like a Phil Foden, even a Riyad Mahrez at this stage, get the ball, go at the opponent, which that would just implant so many doubts in the minds of Leicester. We're just not planting. I mean, we have not done anything wrong, but we have not done anything right either. I know that's an ironical statement, but we are just not planting doubts and seeds of this Leicester City defense. It's almost like we're telling them. It's almost like you're playing a game of poker, showing all of the cards to them. You're almost telling we are going to pass this way, we are going to pass this way. Our fullback will come inside to prevent your counter attack. We are going to hold them in. What is the secret in that? How can you break a team down by doing all that? All of the Parthabas teams know that you need to have something extra, dynamic winger, a runner from the midfield. You need to have some sort of a strategy. And by the way, how I see it, there's been no strategy to how we want to break them down. Against Dortmund, it was a little bit different. Cancelo's position was anonymous and stuff, but here, and also I think the right back thing, it's now maybe starting to affect us a little bit, because it's almost like when Stones is playing in the right back position, there's no attacking outlet for him. So Leicester are very cleverly, if you observe, they're just defending only our left hand side. They're almost leaving the right hand side with the fact that Stones would not come to overlap and stuff. So actually, I think maybe he could bring in Sergio Gomez on the left, put Cancel on the right. That could be one thing that he could do, because Gomez is aggressive, is very fast in sort of putting those balls in. The problem with Grealish and Cancelo is they're doing it well. The problem with Cancelo is actually he's getting the ball and is actually taking a bit of time, and then he's putting the ball inside, which means all of the Leicester City defense are able to adjust. Whereas with Sergio Gomez, for example, you saw against United, he assisted one of Haaland's goal in the second half. He just puts the ball in first time. We need attacking players who are aggressive. We need attacking players who are very, very aggressive. So I actually think that is where we are lacking. Vinay says, man, we really need winger who's explosive. Releases snail. Exactly, we need one winger who puts the balls in first time at least. If not a winger, you need Sergio Gomez or you need Phil Foden. We have a Phil Foden. We need a Foden. Vinay says Cancelo will do all the tricks to the topper. Exactly, Vinay. They're just regaining their shape. Just put the ball in first time. That will just cause so much chaos. It might not result in anything, but it would just mean that the defense is now. See, you put the ball in first time once or twice, and then you do your tricks. Now the defense will be in a sort of a jeopardy. They'll be in doubt whether will he cut back, or will he dribble, or will he put the ball in first time. Cancelo is just again, he's showing all the cards and playing poker. He's just basically he's telling Leicester, what we are doing. Basically, the problem is our fullbacks and our wingers are telling Leicester what they what they want to do beforehand, and that makes it so much easier to defend against. But yeah, this is I hate it when Cancelo runs all the way with the ball and then loses it and puts us in danger of counter attack. And then even more frustrating thing is he gets the ball and then he nutmegs someone and then he tries to dribble past another and then he loses the ball. That's even more frustrating. All the team is set in a good attacking shape and Cancelo does that. For me, I see two problems here. There's no dynamic winger. I mean, there's no explosive winger with us. So the best we have is Foden, who's very good dynamism wise. So I think we need a dynamic winger and we need a fullback who, for God's sake, puts balls in first time. Sergio Gomez. I just want to tell Pep to bring in Sergio Gomez in this and in the second half, just do an early substitution. Maybe even a Cole Palmer also would have been very good actually in these situations. The reason is Cole Palmer holds on to the ball so well. I mean, he dribbles so well more than anything else. Cole Palmer, if you see the way he dribbles, he almost always gets past his man with an attacking intent. Bernardo Silva dribbles with the intent of retaining the ball. Palmer dribbles with the intent of getting past the man attacking. So I think maybe you get a Cole Palmer in the second half. Nice as Alvarez is kid in front of Leicester centre backs. Their height is just too much. What a game for Haaland to miss. That's what is our thoughts right now. What a game for Haaland to miss actually. We have a lot of work to do here. I would be very disappointed if we got a draw here. Again, it would restore the sort of question of Arsenal and a lot of things. And also a draw here, it could affect our mentality. Copenhagen draw. And then, okay, we won against Brighton, but Copenhagen draw, Dortmund draw. If, for example, if this happens, this draw, what the hell? Last four matches, it's almost the last three matches, we have not scored any goals. What is happening to the attacking machine? Like people are talking, have we become too dependent on Kevin De Bruyne? Sorry, on Erling Haaland. Have we forgotten how to play without a centre forward? I very much hate it when Bernardo Silva and Grealish played together. I don't know, this obsession of Pep Guardiola wanting to play Bernardo is actually costing us again. It cost us against Liverpool, it is costing us again. It will be very interesting how he substitutes in the second half, but I have a I don't know why, but I have a little gut feel that maybe he will bring in Cole Palmer in this half, early on in this half. And then once Cole Palmer comes on, this could be the game where Palmer, if he does come on, he could announce himself to the footballing world that I belong here. The platform would be perfectly set for Cole Palmer. But would Pep risk it? I do not know. You know what? I would not be surprised if Pep does not do any substitutions and he just lets everyone play, even though most of them played in the midweek. That is Pep. I don't. I just have no words, but he very well could just go without any substitutions. But yeah, this says these early kickoffs are potential banana skins. Need to improve our away form. This season, by Aji, all of the teams, I mean, at least most of the teams are actually struggling away. They're struggling away more than normal. I don't know the reason why, but we generally are good away from home. Sometimes we are good away from home more than we are good at home. But yeah, I've never liked early kickoffs. It just the feeling is also not good sometimes. Most of the times in the early kickoffs, they are a potential banana skin. True. Vinay says we had Jesus and Sterling. Their work rate was complementing play without striker. Grealish Mahrez won't press and defend. I think that's another reason why he's had to play Bernardo Silva there just to compensate for the work rate of Jack Grealish. And even Cancelo to an extent, I would say, when they don't, Cancelo also doesn't press as much. Now I can actually see why he wants to play Bernardo, but again, it's just impacting, it's just cancelling out your attacking input, right? Baya just says knowing Pep, he'll wait till 88th minute to make a change. You're being too judicious, Bayaji, about Pep that he'll wait till. I mean, you're being too optimistic about Pep that he'll wait till 88th minute. I think that he'll not make any substitutions. Remember when was the last match we drew or lost? Liverpool game. I think when did Pep make substitutions in the Liverpool game, for example? In that Newcastle game or the Aston Villa game. I think some of the games which didn't go well this season, Pep didn't even make any substitutions. That was just so. Aston Villa game, that was the most frustrating one. He didn't make any bloody subs. And Liverpool game, I think he waited till the 88th minute to make a sub of Julian Alvarez. I don't understand Pep and subs. Vinay says we really need proper wingers, at least one in January with Haaland and Foden. Can't expect more from Grealish, who wasn't made to play for City Pity. I actually think Vinay Grealish needs to play in the midfield. It's almost like Bernardo in that season. I think in his first or second season when Bernardo had a very bad season and he was almost about to go. And in that season, Pep always played him in the on the wings. And when Pep put him back in the middle, that's when Bernardo regained his top form. He became the world's best. I think that's what is with Grealish as well. See, this season, for example, if you only play Bernardo, remove Grealish. If you just play only Bernardo on the wings and judge him by that performance, then I think most of the fans would actually want Bernardo Silva also to to just leave, because I think just like Grealish, even Bernardo is also not made to play on the wings actually. And you're right, we need to go for a winger. There's this Napoli winger who's actually been suggested. What's his name? Uh, I, I I just can't remember his name, but Shweta. I don't know. I just can't pronounce his name. Pronounce the name of the Napoli winger, but he plays on the left side for Napoli and is he's 21 and he's said to be explosive. He's said to have very good ball control. He's just said to be superb. I think City were linked to him 2 days back or something, and I think we should look to bring in a winger in January. That is true. Vinay says Leicester mates up, put in Mendy. I was just checking his face. Is he the right Mendy or have we got the wrong Mendy there? But we need to be very brave on the ball, and we need to show that urgency as well. What a stupid thing! He's kicked it right against the Leicester player. What a pity that is. I don't know why we are looking a bit lethargic, and that is good. Kevin De Bruyne. That's a great ball, Kevin De Bruyne. Julian, it's Bernardo Silva. I think Bernardo. The ball just went wide. As luck would have it today. Ah, Rodri! That was how you scored against bloody Aston Villa. Rodri, yeah, that was exactly the same way you scored against Aston Villa, right? Last season. That was 1-0. That was sure shot 1-0. Maybe it was a bit more central for the Aston Villa goal, but the ball just went past. It just was past the post. Was that the chance early on in this half? What a chance for Rodri there early on in the half. Jamie Vardy there. Kevin De Bruyne drive. It's Jack Grealish is driving the ball. Actually, play it wide. KDB is overlapping. That's a corner. I think Bernardo should not have played it to KDB. He's offside. Okay, should not have played it to KDB. Wrong decision making. Should have just used KDB as a decoy, and he should have passed it to Rodri, who was free and who was coming in. I think we need to use long shots if we really want to break this Leicester team down. I think that would have surely been an instruction from Pep. Use Rodri more. Use the attacking of Rodri more, and just allow Rodri to have more of long shots. The half has started with a bit more intensity from us, and that is very good to see. Jack Grealish, that's a foul. Look at Grealish. Any fast player would have taken it far to goal kick. Exactly. Sometimes when Grealish has the ball, it almost seems that he wants to draw players in. He does not want to go anywhere. He just wants to draw players in for a foul. If only football matches were decided by the number of fouls, total number of fouls which are committed against you instead of goals, Jack Grealish would be the Golden Boot winner in that every year. KDB with the free kick. KDB with the free kick there. It's in a bit central position. So, but KDB hasn't scored as many on free kicks of lately. So let us see how it does with it. Think hit the bar against Liverpool. KDB! 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 How could I doubt KDB there on the free kick? Our very own KDB. What a goal! What a goal that is! Wasn't such an easy free kick there. from from that angle, had to get the tip fast, and KDB did it. Wonderful, wonderful play from KDB. It had to be something like this to break this Leicester team down. Jack Grealish for once had done something useful. That is as perfect of a free kick as you can get from KDB. It hit the post and it went in. I think against Liverpool it hit the post and went out. But what a free kick. No one in the world can do anything about it. Even if you had two goalkeepers in the goal still, that would not have been saved. KDB. KDB to the rescue. Kevin De Bruyne stepping up as always. That is very well done, very well protected. Jack Grealish. What are they appealing offside for? Absolute idiots. Ederson has the ball. I think we need to score another just for that question. We need to score another goal. Like I always say, 1-0 is like filling your pocket full of holes with water. You never know when the water could be empty. It could last the entire half or it could be empty before. So we need to score the second goal. You're passing out from the back slowly, but we can just score the second goal and then relax. We're just passing in the back line there. We just want to draw Leicester out, I think, now. We don't want to take the risk. We have got the goal, so I think we're asking Leicester to come at us, but they're not yet prepared to come. Jack Grealish, that is wonderful layoff from Jack Grealish. That's a foul, but I don't think that was actually a foul. But Akanji had to commit the foul just so that we are not caught on the break. Leicester are just starting to play out a bit right now. Leicester are looking much more adventurous right now, and they will because the goal had gone. But we just need to defend well now. I think a counter opportunity could actually come for us. Julian Alvarez. It's a corner for Leicester. Laporte does well. See, that's the danger. That's the danger when Jamie Vardy is always running in behind you. Bernardo Silva does well there with the work rate, and then Laporte does extremely well. It's a corner. Leicester players are taller compared to us. We just need to defend the set piece well. That's very well defended by Julian Alvarez. Sorry, by Ederson there. Look at the save of Ederson. Tielemans there from long range. He's extremely dangerous. And Ederson was almost blindsided as well. He does very well to react at the last moment and tip it on. And he does very well over there. Wasn't an easy save at all. It came from behind a lot of players, a lot of bodies, and it could have blinded him there. The reactions and reflexes from Ederson are superb there. Kevin De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, John Stones, very good ball. Switch, Jack Grealish, Ken Shallow. He does very well with the ball and gives it to Laporte, Akanji. Look at where our centre backs are playing. Just can't afford to lose the ball now. Akanji. Akanji passes it to De Bruyne. That was a stupid pass from Bernardo Silva, I think. Very rare those kind of things happen. Bernardo Silva there is now done well to use De Bruyne as a decoy. John Stones does well. Julian Alvarez, Kevin De Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne made up his mind to shoot over there. Rodri, Jack Grealish, Rodri, Akanji, Bernardo Silva. He looks relaxed. Akanji, Laporte, Gundogan, Akanji, Manuel Akanji, Rodri, Akanji, Bernardo Silva. He's just walking with the ball. Kevin De Bruyne. That's a great switch from Kevin De Bruyne to Cancelo. And it's a corner for City. The ref was never going to give that a corner, but that was a corner for City for sure. They need to get that second goal. Pep knows it. Need to get it. Leicester are now playing out from the back, and we just need to get back into our defensive shape. Soyuncu on the ball. I think it's Faiz on the ball. That's a very good switch. Is the switch there to Jamie Vardy? But that's a foul. That's a foul by Jamie Vardy. Joaquin Shallow, Kevin De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva. That's a good interchange of play. They're doubling up on him. It's almost impossible to dribble when it's that. Kevin De Bruyne does well. It's John Stones, Rodri, De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva. Bernardo just put an nice little early ball in. That was just like a hanging fruit which the goalkeeper could just pick and even eat it all day. That's a City throw there. That was a poor pass from Faiz, I think. City have a throw in. Game is still on a knife edge here. 1-0 is, like I've been telling, it's like having water in a pocket full of holes. Just hope it holds till the end, but you never know. 2-0 and then Leicester will have to come out and attack. Kanji, Rodri, Kanji, De Bruyne, Stones. That's a fantastic switch from Stones. Alvarez. What a ball from Kevin De Bruyne there. What a switch that is. Just at the final ball, for the final ball, there's no height of Haaland to utilize those wonderful crosses that are coming in. Haaland would have been lurking in at the far post for that ball generally. What a ball there from Kevin De Bruyne. Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva's lost it, and Leicester could be on a potential counter here. That's very well done by John Stones, I think. And it's a City goal kick. Wonderful, wonderful defending by John Stones over there on Harvey Barnes. City are managing the game well, but one goal, you're never comfortable with a single goal. Bernardo Silva, Cancelo, sorry, it's Akanji, Laporte on the ball. That's a good ping by Laporte. Bernardo Silva does well. Leaves it to Kevin De Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne recycles it. Rodri, we need to score a second, guys. Kevin De Bruyne. Rodri. Rodri. Kevin De Bruyne. Rodri now. John Stones. We are playing a double pivot almost with John Stones and Rodri both tucking into the midfield. It's a pass to Akanji. Kevin De Bruyne. That's a good switch to Jack Grealish. Ball's been cleared out, but there's no out ball for Leicester, and City come again. It's a City throw. Jack Grealish, John Stones, Kenji, Rodri, Kenji. He's just passing well, but it just seems that Leicester can hit us on the break at any moment. Just need to be very careful with that. But the plan is to draw out Leicester. I know we need to be brave enough for that. Kenji, De Bruyne does well to come and make a triangle in the middle. Actually, Stones has done well. He's in the midfield right now. Pass to Kevin De Bruyne. Julian Alvarez is almost there. Ah, that was just sorry. It's Bernardo Silva, but that was just not there for City. Kevin De Bruyne on Tielemans, but that's not worthy of a card, I think. Julian Alvarez still chasing. That's a flat kick from Joel Ward, but there's no out ball. There's someone's coming from the back. Just pass it to Ederson. Yes. And City come back again. That's a very good ball. That's a very good ball, but easy offside. No, he's not offside. Cancelo is not offside. Cancelo does very well there, but then he gives the ball away. That is the problem with Cancelo doing all his skills. It's a free kick for Leicester there. But again, it's a good tactical foul from Rodri. That's the problem with Cancelo. Once you go in, when you're playing against a counter-attacking team, where once you go in that phase, you have to complete the action. If the action is incomplete, you get hit on the counter. Against Newcastle, we've seen it. So Vinicius Pep now must think of subs. He will not win. You know how Pep is. I just want to get the second goal. Then we can think of subs. Leicester playing among themselves, but that's a good ball. That's a very good ball, but the starting position from Anderson is excellent. This is the danger. The runs of Madison, the runs of Vardy. Vinicius Foden and Gundo out. Yeah, I think that's an important sub to make. I think Foden and Gundo out. Foden would just give you that little bit more dynamism. But again, I'm really frustrated with Cancelo. What Cancelo did, if you saw 2 3 minutes back, he went into he literally danced inside the penalty box, skipping past two players, and then gave the ball away. If Rodri didn't make the tactical foul, then it would have been a Leicester counter. This is what Cancelo needs to avoid doing. Put some first time balls in. Kevin De Bruyne, Laporte. Vinay says Cancelo's Wenger. After coming to the City team, the positions of the players generally it's irrelevant. I think we have bought Grealish as a midfielder and you play him in the wing. Foden was a midfielder, you play him in the wing. Cancelo is a winger, you play him in fullback. God knows. The only good thing is that Papa's never thought of playing Haaland in the midfield. That would have been hilarious. Pass was intercepted. That's a very good interception from Rodri. De Bruyne. And Shallow does well over there, not doing any of his skills. Jack Grealish, Cancelo, back to Laporte, Rodri. Cole Palmer could be a good sub actually in this scenario. I know it's not the most, it would not be the most requested sub and stuff, but Cole Palmer would actually be very good in these circumstances. Can dribble past people, keep the ball well. Ganji. Just think we are playing with fire here a bit. Look at three of Leicester's attacking players. All of them are ready to pounce. Jack Grealish there gets to the ball. How come Jack Grealish has got that speed? It's a goal kick for Leicester. They are showing the replay of the goal. What a goal that is. But still, the game's not over. We have to see the game out. Jamie Vardy is going off, I think. And Iheanacho is coming on. Wow. Patson Daka is coming on. Guys, Patson Daka is extremely fast. He's quicker than Jamie Vardy. We need the second goal. There comes the defensive substitution. Soyuncu is off and Patson Daka is on. That is the defensive substitution. I think City are substituting here. Yeah, Leicester to back four. That's the defensive substitution. Ruben Diaz is coming on. Manuel Akanji is off. That is surprising for me. Why would you remove Manuel Akanji when Patson Daka, who's extremely quick, he's rapid, and Akanji has pace. Akanji has good pace to burn, and still Papa's brought in Ruben Diaz, who doesn't have much pace. I don't know why. No, what is this? Leicester are now confidently playing through our press. Patson Daka, look at his pace, bloody hell. Yeah, that's what when I put in slow Diaz versus Daka. I don't understand that. Why? And it's not that Daka is tall as well. He's not tall, so they definitely will not play aerial balls to him, which Ruben Diaz is very good at dealing with. So I don't understand the substitution of Akanji, Rimun Akanji. Just 18 minutes that are remaining. We'll never understand Pep. And Leicester are now suddenly on the front foot. It's almost an even game now. Akanji was so important. That's a foul. Well done, Jack. You've at least bought some time. Sometimes you could think that Jack Grealish is very useful in these sort of scenarios when you have to just drag the game on, spend some minutes and waste some minutes and stuff. He just draws those fouls. But then we're playing with fire here. It's Diaz against Daka. I just do not know. Let's pump back to Ederson. But then our centre backs are also playing deeper actually. It's not a high line anymore. So maybe that would be. But look at Leicester press. That's a foul on Barnes and by Ruben Diaz. What a great piece of action by Ruben Diaz after coming on. And it's a free kick for Leicester. What the hell? I just hope we defend this well. James Madison with the free kick. That's well cleared by City. But that was sort of a heart in the mouth moment there. What is it? Is it a penalty shout or something? No. Maybe there was a call for a penalty shout, but then the referee checked it and it was nothing. That's good pressure from City. Force the goalkeeper to kick it out. Phil Foden's coming on. The most requested sub. That's played back to Ederson. Eddie tried to be very clever there, but he can just. I don't know what we are doing here. Don't know what was the need to bloody do that. That's well saved by Ederson. But I don't know what was the bloody need to do that over there. Just kick the ball long and reset. Iheanacho had a good chance over there. Maybe it wasn't as good of a chance, but then now we have to defend the corner as well. Foden's coming on in place of Grealish, I think, but I think the substitution will happen in place of Julian Alvarez. This is interesting. I think he wants to keep the midfield to regain the balance, maybe to retain the balance. He just control the play even more. Makes sense. So it has to be that Bernardo Silva could play a false nine, or when Foden could play in that false nine position. I don't know. I thought that was a corner, but it was actually a goal kick, so that is good. Kevin De Bruyne can now give it to four. Bernardo Silva there. That is the thing. Incomplete action, and look at it. Leicester were almost out on the break. That is very well done by John Stones. Get the ball, just give it to Ederson. Eddie, just don't do any cheeky things. It's maybe a good ball. Ederson could have caught it, but that is not Ederson. It's just the ball is just ping ponging now. It's an offside, and is it an offside? Don't know why they're not showing the game on the screen. They are now, but I just think it's a moment of silence or something, maybe. Yeah, they're not showing it because I think it's an injury or something. Yeah, I think we'll have to score the second goal here. These are all nervy moments, extremely nervy moments. I thought the offside flag was up, but maybe it was the flag up for the foul. I don't know. Pep is giving specific instructions to Cancelo, but I think the only instruction to Cancelo should be bloody don't do all your skills and then lose the ball. That can be the only instruction to him. I don't know how Rodri lost the ball there. It's just that's very well done again by Cancelo, and it's Kevin De Bruyne are there. Ah, good ball, but Ward does extremely well, and it's a Leicester throw in. That's actually a good run by Jack Grealish. It's just that Joel Ward was just in there in time. James Madison trying to shoot. Who was it who shot? Just missed it. I was just worried that Madison will shoot. Addison does well there, and Laporte. Why do we have to give the ball away so cheaply? But that is well done. Laporte, 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 Laporte. Yes. That's not a foul. Why does the ref think that is a foul? I do not know. That was never a foul in the first place. And it's a free kick we'll have to deal with now. Oh my god, I'm just so nervous. I'm just so worried. Just want to say, please defend this free kick well. This could be one of the pivotal moments in this match. Just defend the free kick well. That's out for a goal kick. Free kick was good, but Castagna just, I think he just got over it. Yeah, good pressure there by Rodri anyway. And it was just away. Edison had almost no chance. It just passed the far post, I think. Did he just kick it long and high into the sky and deep as well? Jack Grealish is there. Keep the ball a bit more. I think that's what I would say now. Just keep the ball a bit more. Grealish. I think second goal would just kill off the spirits of Leicester and the tie as well. I think that's a good decision to send the ball back. Just send it to Ederson. Pick up some minutes. Then start again. It's well done. Sent to John Stones. Stones back to Laporte. Why do we need to play such risky balls now? I don't understand. What is the need to play those risky triangles from out? Just kick the ball and just go. I know so many years of Pep, it's not good to say that, but there are some moments when you just feel nervous and you just want to kick the ball out. Oh, that was so close. Daka was so close there. It's lucky that it went to Ederson. Daka was very, very close over there. Look at that. Patson Daka with the header. See, that is the problem here in 1-0 leads. It's just gonna be so difficult sometimes. It's a corner for City. That will just run down the clock a bit more. Grealish does well. That Grealish is actually does uh, done well on quite a few moments in this game. When he has in terms of drawing in players, giving us some breathing time and stuff. Ken Shallow tried a long range banger, but it just wouldn't go in. Maybe I thought they'll keep it in the corner and try to play it a bit more. I don't know. Press, 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 press. I know Madison is not as much pressable, but that is very well done by Gundogan. Excellent by Gundogan. That's a foul. Ref. Yes, the ref has given a foul now. Well done by Gundogan again. They're like wasting precious minutes. That's a clear foul by Patson Daka on Gundogan. It's a clear foul. Rodri there slips, but he's made sure that it's not. That's a foul. But I thought that was a bloody foul on Laporte. I don't know why the referee didn't give it. That's a clear foul. At the end, it didn't come to anything, but that was clear foul. I'm just counting down seconds here. Foul. Well done. Very well done, Foden. We just run the clock down even more. Guardiola is just managing the entire game, is orchestrating everything here. Like with a spark in his eyes. It's like a magician. It's just wow. That's a throw in for City. That is well done again by Kevin De Bruyne. Good thinking. Good thinking, Jack Grealish as well. Just pass it back to Ederson. Why the hell do you want to do that, you idiots? That didn't come to nothing, but again, see, that should have been passed back to Ederson in the first place. That was such a risky ball. That's what Pep tells when you have to learn how to maintain the tempo. An incomplete action against a counter-attacking team is just not allowed. Maybe I thought we'll retain the ball better there. Ederson just kicked it and he has given the ball straight away to Leicester. Jack Grealish gets the ball. I think it's good for him to just take the ball and keep it in the corner. It's 3 minutes of added time now. Need to manage 3 minutes. Joel Ward gets ready to kick it long. It's just ping pong, and ping pong. And I think it's a Leicester free kick. 1 minute is almost up with 10 seconds remaining. Please don't concede now. Please don't concede now. That would just be a disaster. It's out, but it will come in again. That's a corner, but that would very well have been an own goal there. Diaz onto Stones, I think. Stones clears it, hits Diaz, and then it almost goes into our net. I do think this will be the last opportunity for Leicester to get something out of the game because it will already be 2 minutes of extra time up. Just defend this one corner well. That's well defended. Foden wins it well, and City are out on the break now. Kevin De Bruyne are there. Kevin De Bruyne. When will you look to pass? When will you look to pass? Kevin De Bruyne. I think I think it was Gundogan there, but just keep the bloody ball now. Keep the ball. Keep the ball. That's it. Keep the ball. 1 more minute to go. Keep the ball. Keep the bloody ball. It's good. Joel Ward has kicked it long. Wing the second ball now. That's very well done by Ruben Diaz. Rodri. Why? Oh, it's Kevin De Bruyne. We needed to protect the ball well over there. I know it's just 20 seconds to go, but still. Second is enough. We have seen what happened in that Real Madrid game last season. So second is enough for anything to happen. 10 more seconds to go. I know it's of course minimum amount of added time, but that's a good barometer, right? This could just be the last attack. That's it. The referee has blown the whistle and it's a very good win. Seen out by City. What a win that is. It was just so nervous. It was just the old Pep Guardiola getting in, managing the entire game with a spark in his eye. I would say this is one of the one of the better wins this season, because we have, because it seemed like a potential banana skin. It seemed like a game where we would get a draw at the most, and where it would be potential points dropped, to prime a free kick. But that was not the thing. It was almost how we managed the game, uh, from sort of after scoring that goal till the end. Yes, Leicester had a few chances, but then we just managed it superbly. People ask what is needed for champion teams. Scoring 4 goals, 5 goals, that is not the hallmark of champion teams. The hallmark of champion teams is how do you manage 1-0 out with 30 minutes to go? Can you how well do you see out a game in difficult away conditions? City have shown today what are the qualities that are needed be to be the champion of this league, to manage games out. What Arsenal couldn't manage to do against Southampton City have showed in a potentially much tougher game today. Vinay says Grealish 100 million waste. Vinay, but Grealish had potentially got some fouls today. I think for this game, Grealish did reasonably well. But I still think Grealish is very good in the midfield. I mean, that's the wing is not the position of Jack Grealish. So I wouldn't actually be judging Jack Grealish based on him playing in the wing. I know he'll get more of those opportunities at City there, but I don't see how he plays in the midfield. Maybe he's a transition plan for Gundogan. When Gundogan leaves in a year or 2 years, I think that is when Grealish will come into the midfield, and then maybe we go and buy a winger in a year or so. Maybe I think that needs to be the plan. But they're showing the points table, and City are top. We are top. Although Arsenal have a game in hand, but we are top actually. I think John Stones had a very impressive game today. His positioning has been uh, very good. He almost acted as a second pivot to Rodri, and and the way he eased out Jamie Vardy once or twice was very good. But when Diaz and Laporte were playing there, I was sort of like, especially when Diaz came in and he almost gave a counter attack to Patson Daka. I was like, what the hell have you done, Pep? Akanji was settled in, he was doing it well. Why did you bring in Ruben Diaz? But then actually the probability of what I mean, the prediction of Pep was right at the end. Leicester got a lot of corners. They were trying to put in long balls in. The keeper was kicking it long. Actually, looking back, I think the Diaz substitution was right in terms of the dealing with that aerial threat, especially. I mean, that Iheanacho shot just really gave me nerves. It was just, it was just curling outside. And the Tielemans save was very good from Ederson, especially. Anyway, guys, a well managed game, I would say. A potential banana skin avoided, this would give us a lot of confidence, more confidence than if we would have won 4-0 or 5-0, for example, because this game showed us that yes, you can dig in deep. The players are in the right frame of mind, they have the right frame of mentality to dig in deep. So that's actually that's actually very great, the character that the players have displayed in this game. That's fantastic. Pep is having some thoughts with James Madison. He will not do those things that he did with what was Nathan Redmond all those years ago, surely. Anyway, guys, I really hope you've enjoyed the show. If you've enjoyed the show, please click on the bell icon, the like button, and the subscribe button. I'll see you again, guys, and take care.